God damn it, man. Fuck! So, Vince McMahon has now retired from WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. And to be honest with y'all, I kind of had this coming, but I didn't know it would be this soon. The last time I actually went to SmackDown last month, it wasn't even that long ago. Vince showed up and he had his announcement. Today, he tweeted out, "Thank you, WWE Universe. I'm 77 years old and I'm now retired. Or I am retiring." And, you know, I'm just going to give Vince his, flowers because this is a man who took from his dad and created his own, World Wrestling Entertainment. It was called WWF, but then they got sued and all that shit. But it's kind of like if you take something from somebody, and then make it your own, you kind of like change the dynamic of what it was originally. Like way back in the day, you had the territory days, and Vince kind of when he got the company from his own dad, he he brought all of these territories together and just formed one empire. And as much as people shit on Vince, whether it's storylines, promos, the way he pushes certain people, allegations, you name it, his favorite superstars, like the man has brought us nothing but pure entertainment. And people never want to give Vince his props. It seems like nowadays everybody just shits on Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is a dick. Vince McMahon is a cold-hearted old bastard. And you know, you got to give him some amount of credit because this is a guy who at one point made wrestling like the hottest thing on cable network. You know, when back in the Attitude Era started, they were getting 8 points like mil ratings, you know. And I think what people notice about Vince is over the years he kind of lost his touch. And I agree, there's some shit Vince McMahon does that I never really, still looking back to this day, I don't fucking like that shit. But it's kind of like a double-edged sword. It's like you know this man for who he is, but you already know like he's done something to benefit other people. This man gave a lot of people jobs and he's fired a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Every decision this nigga has made, he has to have the final say. This is with matches, promos, whatever, ideas. And that's why you had a lot of people disagree and leave the company because they just hate Vince McMahon's guts. And I can understand that, you know. This is also a guy who, if y'all have heard of New Jack, when he walked up to him and he shook his hand, you know, during tryouts, he didn't even get like the job. But that's a story for another day. Rest in peace, New Jack. But it's like Vince McMahon has done a lot, you know, and I think with these allegations, it's like we already know Vince is either knowing his time is up and just taking it in for the moment, or he's taking one day at a time to run away from the feds or some shit. Or it could be both. Now that I really think of it, I think this is the reason why this nigga was at WrestleMania with Stone Cold. Because he knew he wanted to have one last moment with the realest nigga, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I think that's why he wanted Austin Theory to be pushed. Because that's his guy. He probably was like, this is going to be the last person who I'm going to push. And it's, I'll say this going forward. It's an end of an era. It's an end of an era. Like WWE, I'm going to be perfectly honest with y'all. It's going to get worse from this point on. It's going to get worse. Because you have this dude's daughter who, in my opinion, is the company's biggest fucking cancer. But on the other side, you have Nick Khan, he doesn't do any of that bullshit, favoritism, agenda, feminist bullshit. But yesterday, I heard Triple H is back with, I think, talent of relations because John Laurinaitis has got fired. So you have somebody that's terrible for the company, but then somebody who's good for the company, but then you have somebody who's bad for the company. WWE is gonna get worse. As Stephanie, as a CEO, chairwoman, it's gonna get worse. So prepare for a bunch of, boring ass storylines. Prepare for like senseless burials. Because a lot of people who are getting pushes right now, they're gonna get fucking buried, my nigga. So keep that in mind. And what hurts the company too is, I feel like they're gonna hire even more useless, unoriginal talent from the indies. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Triple H, if he's like seeking talent and this dude can't book worth a damn, this nigga is gonna book a bunch of talentless indie jobbers who don't know what the fuck they're doing. You know. And I had a feeling if Vince retires, then who he would really like leave the company to. To be honest, it should have been Shane. Because Stephanie, like, we've seen like how she's booked herself in Raw and SmackDown. I don't know if y'all remember back in 2015 where she was the authority figure and she was on TV every fucking Monday with her big ass nose husband Triple H. These two single-handedly buried Raw. Like, did we really need authority figures on Raw in 2015 of Stephanie and Triple H, who obviously run shit in the background, but we did not need them in the fucking, limelight. We did not need them physically on TV. That just makes me physically fucking ill. But Nick Khan, this is the only nigga who's unbiased. He's a new nigga, and he's somebody I feel like that can make cutthroat decisions, that are best for the business. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is gonna be the real downfall of WWE because how many people has Vince brought back, to the company? How many people who only work for Vince and nobody else. You know, y'all gotta keep in mind also, like, there's gonna be a lot of people who are probably gonna quit. We already got one nigga that already quit, and this was confirmed by um Brian Alvarez, weird ass. So Brock Lesnar, apparently this nigga left SmackDown tapings. Am I surprised? No, but you know, Brock Lesnar, he's the type of person to he don't give a damn. He'll leave in the middle of a show. Like he don't care. He don't give a fuck. Because Vince, that's his fucking like that's his sensei. And Brock, he won't work for any other like man besides Dana White and Vince McMahon. Like if Vince isn't signing that nigga's checks, oh, you can bet your bottom dollar this nigga is not gonna work for Vince. Or he's not gonna work for anybody else. And you could even say that for people who are coming back. Like, imagine like people like John Cena, people like Edge, you know, Goldberg. If any of them want to come back, then they're coming back to the CEO of Stephanie McMahon and Nick Khan. They're not coming back to the chairman, Vince McMahon. They're coming back to, you know, the bitch that fucked up WWE and a nigga who's new and can decide the best decisions. And me personally, I don't think that's good enough. Like if I was John Cena and I wanted to come back, to be honest, I'm not coming back. Maybe for a match, but that's possibly it. You know. But it is what it is, y'all. What do y'all think that Vince McMahon is now retired? I knew it would come, but I didn't know it would come this like early. You know what I'm saying? Like Vince is a crucial part of like WWE. He fucking made that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact wrestling is gonna die. Like wrestling already is fucking dead. As dead as it is, you know, there's no bringing back life to this bullshit. But hey man, I'm gonna tune into fucking SmackDown. I'm gonna see if they even do like a acknowledgement of this nigga. I'm not talking Roman Reigns. Like if they even like give Vince McMahon the time to even talk and then say his goodbyes, but in like person. But man, it, yeah, it is what it is, man. Like as far as SummerSlam, because Brock left, or what WWE's decision is from here on out with SummerSlam, I honestly don't know. Cause Roman obviously needs an opponent, cause he can't just sit on his ass like he did the last pay per view. You know, like he needs an opponent. So I really don't know who's gonna replace him. I mean, there's Goldberg, but we've already seen that match. John Cena could have a rematch with this nigga. You know, Cody Rhodes is injured. Like, shit, man. Like, today is really like the worst day for fucking wrestling, bro. Like, shit is insane. Like, there's just so much news today. Like, there's probably shit on Twitter, like, that has been just alleged information. But with that, y'all, man, I'm a head on now. It's been it's been a minute, y'all. Give me y'all thoughts on this shit. Vince McMahon is retired, man. Shit is It's the end of an era. But I'm out. Peace.